Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the channel.
Welcome.
We finally got Lee back for those who were waiting on that video to drop. You know, he's been busy. So
Yeah.
finally had to get our boy back. But hey, welcome to the channel, guys. You're listening to the Anime Interns on the Intern Hub Network on YouTube. So go check us out. Definitely see some of the other content that we're pushing out. But let's get into it. So your boy Oda dropped another chapter. Trev, your inspiration, your mentor. No, I'm kidding. Chapter 1186 is out. But we're gonna do a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry, actually 1187. We're gonna do a little bit of a recap though. I think my boy Lee was cooking on the theory. So I definitely want to get him, give him a chance to get that off. Going into last chapter 1186. So the floor is yours. Let's talk about
Yeah.
why
You were discussing like one of your big reveals had popped up. So I know you were discussing a lot of Sandel and how that entails. But I was thinking more so from the top of what is that, 1136, right? I mean 86. It goes into like, of course, Brook in this flashback and seeing what happened to the king. But I just wanted to note, like, there's just some weird, I don't want to say inconsistencies because it's not like it's off, but it's like I feel like there's things you should pay attention to. So like when Brook has this like spiral, when he's in the room, he's like looking and there's just like this spiral effect like over his face. And then that's where it walks you into the actual scene. But when you see him, it's like when you see Ruvian on the floor, it's like this, where's all his wings and his horns go? Like like in the chapter specifically, like right before, like when you see this exact scene, it's very obvious.
Oh shoot, I was skipping on me. All right, here we go.
But yeah, like you can this is the exact scene we're walking into, right? Yeah. So like when you walk that back to the top of 180, like 1186, it's like it's very obviously like this is changed. like it's like, and even if it's like, oh well, nah, you just can't see his wings because he's in front of him. Like they give us kind of a different angle on the other side. There's still no wings. There's still no horns. Like, and the main thing about this is like them both. We just got confirmation when you die in demon form, you come back, right?
Right.
Which we kind of got with the Rocks flashback. Because it was like, why are they sending these people if he's already dead? And then why? How did they get all this damage? Like, how did Rayleigh and Gabon get all this freaking damage? And like, they still ran away from those dudes at the end. I was like, yo, what is he doing? It's because you have to double tap the demon, like, or they're alive. Like, you go demon form, you get a different life, and then you come back. We don't know what that means for you specifically in long term, but you do come back. So if he had got killed by his daughter in this demon form, he would be alive here. And I'm like, is that not, or like, how are we supposed to interpret this? Like, I guess like there's multiple ways to interpret it. I don't want to like say I know exactly, like, oh, this means he's alive, or oh, the spiral means he's this whole image is like maybe not real. And like we were saying, like this is also coming from the retellings of a guy who got not only his bones now, as in age time, like how long was this ago, but he had literally got stabbed in the head. Like, so it's like, how much of this are we supposed to actually interpret as reality? And then
the interesting thing is why did Rocks, so didn't Rocks like come back to normal and then he died? Or
because that's why they sent Figureland and the rest of the crew. Like, remember after the fight, they're sitting there burning and because Roger and them have expended all their hockey. Like, they're passed out. They can't do anything. So it's like you literally, that's like the trade-off, right? Like, it's like they had to use all this power to put him down. But ultimately, if that guy was evil, right, you just get up and he kills you, like, right? Like, and then, or per se, whatever has to happen, like, happens. But that's why we specifically see the God Knights get sent there to him, and they show the scene of them stabbing him as he's on the floor.
So like, I'm wondering if that happens after Brook is stabbed. So was it? Let me see, because he gets
but it's not like we just show them walking off, like, but we don't see specifically what I guess Emu does after that. Yeah, like, because we only see. I'm not sure what we're seeing here. Like, if that makes sense. Like, there's the guy who I guess is her father, grown, and
Yeah.
then her, but there's something kind of off in the side. I don't know if that's fire or something, but Emu would be behind them, like in
Yeah.
this scene. And
I
he
remember
passes
that.
out here. So we specifically, like right before he looks up, right, is what I think is kind of also interesting. Is like as he's falling back, we don't see what he finally sees when he looks up. It immediately jumps to, oh, Captain, right? So it's like, this is just a weird scene for me.
Yeah, like a weird recollection. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it's like a
doesn't change his
common
forehead.
Oda flashback where it's like you get more information, but now you got less information. If I'm being honest,
Basically, yeah,
because it's like, and I guess finally, I just want to say like, she doesn't have her two tone eyeballs in the demon form.
Yeah, now seeing
which
that
is
again,
odd.
Like, she definitely does
in a situation where they were like, we're only picking her up because of her two tone eyeballs.
Eyes,
and the guy who's saying he didn't activate his two tone eyeballs is telling the girl who doesn't have hers currently that she is the one that'll do. It's just a very odd scene. It's like a lot of contradictions.
Yeah.
I guess is more so what I would like to say. It's not inconsistencies, but a lot of this information kind of contradicts itself when you think about old that he just told us. I'm saying it's old, it's previous about information, but I'm like, we just got confirmation that the demon form, you come back. Like we just got all this type of stuff. So it's like, it's just odd. So I just want to, I wasn't sure if anybody was really talking about that, but I definitely wanted to like bring that up. Like that's like a really weird inconsistency. But
yeah, I'm with you. I'm glad you brought that up because I was like, yeah, when you had said about the killing them and bringing them back to life, I was just like, yeah, I was like, actually, it's something I forgot about. So no, I mean, here we go, another tail end of maybe we could theorize that going into a video next week. If you guys would like us to dive more deeper, just kind of to Emu's powers and things like that. I know a lot of people have done that, but we definitely take a crack at it and see what we can find out. I also have my own theories as we tail off to the side about Emu's powers and where some of them originate. But all right, let's get into these chapter 1187 thoughts recap. So kind of going across chronological order because I think we're definitely going to build up to some really interesting conversations. But we start off with a cover request by Nabobo. It's Raiju sternly scolding some swans to protect an ugly duckling. Not anything prevalent to the story, so we're gonna go ahead and move past that. So the first thing
I don't know because we might be a Sanji arc, so this might be the exact. This might be more important.
Oh, you think this is symbolic for the ugly duckling being Sanji? That's crazy.
Well, I mean, these are all literally Sanji. This is
no.
But I'm like, this is. I'm just saying, like,
that's funny. That's hilarious. This
is more topical than you think.
we might give it credit for. Yeah. It's funny because you're right. This is like the duck is Sanji, and okay. You know what? I didn't even realize that was literally the Ben Smokes. Okay, anyway. But going into the epic. Everyone's
you were as excited about this fight, right?
I wouldn't say
final villain versus the main hero, bro.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll spoil a theory that I have right off the rip. I still don't think this is the final Emu at all. I know the streets saying that they about to team up and fight some demonic spirit.
I mean, he literally is wearing shackles, like.
I'm not even going there with this final battle bull crap. But I will say this: that I'm a little disappointed that this first blow from Luffy didn't land, didn't really do anything to Emu, especially like we talked about before we went live. Just even the fact that Gabon set the expectations already about what he's going to need to fight these Holy Knights. So I would imagine that the same.
But I'm like the Holy Knights especially are nowhere near the same strength as that.
Absolutely, but even still, just the fact that you got to sit back and watch. Let's just say this fight went on for 5-10 minutes. You got to sit back and watch these Loki fight, and so I just would have liked the first punch to actually mean something. But instead, we actually find out, I guess maybe even a little bit more. And actually, before I skip past that, just kind of something I wanted to know: did you not hit this man with Color Supreme, Rio, every single thing that you've channeled so far?
Okay.
Did you not hit him with that? Granted, we don't see the Gear 5 transformation yet, so maybe there is a lack of maybe tenacity behind the punch because he wasn't in his final form. But I'm just what was the goal here punching Emu? Even and again, I'm being critical of the start of a fight, but I'm just what is the point? Is it to get him off Loki? I'm just you threw a haymaker and like.
Well, I mean, Loki
he's
was
like,
getting his ass beat, so like
Loki was. I think so. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that he was just like, oh shoot, like, and he was speeding. So maybe that's what it was. We'll move on. That was just my little. I don't know if you have any thoughts, but
well, yeah, I mean,
like
you know, again, like I wanted us to low key do a 5 elder breakdown because I'm like, in the Egghead fight, I think what people really gloss over a lot of the times is that Luffy couldn't beat Workery.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, like the other ones actually, they looked like they were knocked out. Like, you know, he never did that to Workery. Like, he was literally punching a brick wall. He could not get through Workery. Without the robot, they died. Somebody's getting kidnapped. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, I don't think it's crazy that he's not also doing meaningful damage to Emu if you can't even beat a 5 elder. So I'm like, that's
right. That's
like that's what we just left was them like not being able to do anything about a 5 elder. And the only reason the Conqueror like kind of came back up was because the underlings, basically, like everybody not Luffy, had to start fighting people that actually were kind of strong. So it's like, oh, now y'all need to kind of have Conquerors. But I mean, he's always had Conquerors, always used Conquerors, always used Supreme King, always used Ryu.
Exactly.
And we did not beat these 5 elders. We couldn't beat the 5 elder regeneration, I guess. This is what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's like, I don't think it's shocking that. And that was, again, Gear 5 mode. Like, you know, that wasn't even like, you know, they were using base form. He was in Gear 5 fighting those guys. So it's like, I think it's a moral. It's more telling that, again, Luffy still needs growth. Like, you know, Luffy is not at the peak of where he's supposed to be either. Like all these people need growth, like to effectively deal with these problems, I guess. Like, because I think it's just very telling. Loki has been fighting this dude for like 3 chapters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no meaningful damage. Like, you know, there's not like we know, even though we haven't really seen Loki fight. Like, I think we all would agree. Like, no one should be fighting this guy this long. Like, if they're not some kind of crazy like regen durability build or whatever. But that's all.
Here's my thing though. Actually, I'm glad you said that because we could go kind of transition to Loki a little bit. One of the things that we talked about is something that we didn't talk about and maybe let the audience be aware of is that Loki has struggled. And okay, so let's originally to set it up when we first got introduced to Loki, we thought, you know, I think everybody was pretty confident saying that, oh, this is observation hockey. He has insane levels of observation hockey. I gotta get my camera set up. Hey, y'all, forgive me. I was like, I'm working on my camera angle, so I'm not half off screen. But anyway, hey, second episode, we'll get better as we go. But basically, so I'm just like, we thought he has observation hockey. And then we just realized, like, through the process, like, or at least where we are now, is like, he has struggled to see Emu and his, I guess you could say, in his dragon form. And so I realized that maybe he doesn't have observation hockey. And the reason I'm bringing up that observation hockey to the audience is that I'm like, Luffy's been dodging this little, and we're going to get into the power of these little soul things or whatever you want to call them, entities. But I'm like, he's like, Luffy's dodging them seemingly with no problem. And we noticed that it is more of a huge, of a bigger, maybe just because Loki was bigger, he was able to like pinpoint him a little bit better with the accuracy. But I'm like, still, ultimately though, I'm like, it just seems like Loki is either he's taking on more damage than we've realized, or he doesn't have the level of observation hockey, and his bandage is really, like you know, kind of said before, is like maybe it's just more of a design thing than it is anything else because of the way his eyes look.
Because I've been leaning, because he's been harping heavily on like him not. It's hard to see you. I can't see you. Damn, that mess.
Yeah,
like,
exactly right.
He's doing a lot of. So I'm like, if this is supposed to be
himself.
Exactly, which we thought would defeat the problem. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, now he can. But I also think it's odd he's not using his hybrid form. So I'm like, there's a lot of question marks on Loki's power level. Let me just say that. I think there's a lot of gaps in Loki's skill tree that we were doing just because we're like, yo, this is obviously one of the strongest dudes in the verse, like even backed up by the berries. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the lore and the story, like, he's killed. He literally one-shot Herald in demon form. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is not somebody that's weak. We know this is not somebody that's weak. But it's like, so I think, like, again, like we were kind of talking off screen, a lot of the hockey strength people seem to just be masters of everything. And they're just dumping energy into everything. But that's not where the hockey stuff started. It used to be a lot more specializations and a lot more I use this to cover that, and then this for them to do this, and then I focus on this, and then I hit you with this weapon. That's like it's compounding things more than everyone is just a god of all trades. Like, it's not even a jack of all trades anymore. It's like everyone has to be a king of all trades to enter the building. To be an emperor of the sea, it's like it feels like you have to have every part of the hockey meter maxed the fuck out. Like,
see, my thing is, and I'm glad we actually I saved my response to that to the video because I want to say this. Like, I agree with your premise, right? I agree with the whole error in the coding is like, wait, why do we have to have you like we talked about earth, wind, fire, water, whatever? Like, why do you have
to be the avatar?
Why does everybody have to be the avatar?
Yeah.
I remember when like Zorro first learned observation hockey and the like risk of like a falling, like actual falling build, pieces on him when he was fighting number 2 or whatever it was, number 1, number 2. Back in whatever that arc was. But anyway, but I just remember like the foundation, like you said, the foundation, like having this one cool thing. Yeah. Even like when they fought Katakuri, and Katakuri low-key had conquerors, but like it was the fact that he really was.
And like, Katakuri was more like you're saying. Sorry, I'm cutting you off.
It's not you good. He specialized in like future sight, like exactly. So like he's broken because of this one thing he has. I don't.
And that's what he got his notoriety from.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's not like it's just a power scaling fantasy thing. It's like the lore. He's strong and viewed strong because he mixes a mochi body with observation hockey. So you literally have no fucking idea. And he has a pole arm. And he's giant as fuck. And he has Big Mom's fucking DNA. He's probably half giant. DNA. We don't know what the fuck he is. Like, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he is literally a monster because he's maximized his build. Like, not because he just, I make the mochi super strong and I coat it in Conqueror's hockey, and then when the mochi hits you, it melts on your face. And then like he's not just doing everything at one time. Like even how Luffy won that fight, like going back, I know you bringing up Big Mom arc to pivot.
Yeah,
but I'm just like, even in that arc, how did Luffy beat this guy? Specialization. He said, I can't just use everything at once. I need to, let me turn up. And of course, that's pre-Gear 5, right? So like there's the argument. Right. Well, he's doing that because he doesn't have an ability to just put everything at one time. Like I can understand that, but I'm just like, as far as a effective power system, you just like really limit the scope of like either now you have to either trivialize learning hockey because everybody to be at a certain level is going to have to learn all of these factors and max them out to a certain degree, and it's really just whoever could max them out, like, you're the strongest people, and you're just too unlucky that you're never going to be able to max this out. Like, motherfucker, like if that's what it's either going to be that, or, you have to just accept that some people are going to be strong and they're not going to have everything. And it's just going to be like, well, that's just what we're going to have to say. It's just like, we're just going to have to accept that. I don't know. Like,
I think Oda tried to cover for that. I'm talking shit at this point, but I just think that Oda tried to cover for that when he released the SBS, and he basically kind of confirmed to the audience that like every person that's had a particular devil fruit has used it differently. And it's, to me, it's almost like that low bar of that, where it's like, you're right. Like, we started off One Piece with such creativity, and like even like smokers, like a smoker was supposed to be like Luffy's biggest, biggest op for a while.
That was what made Logia so strong, because they didn't have to be tricky. Like, he's like, bro, I just turned into a fucking fireball, bro. What are you gonna do about it? Like, what are you gonna do about it? Exactly, okay, I guess, like, like, it's not like, I can talk to turtles, and then I set up a trap because they was underwater and they fucking sucked your ship, and then that made you run to the boat, and then I kidnapped one of your members, and then that brought you over here, and then you shot over here, but it was a turtle shell, and like you had to do random like stuff with the things they had, like, which again, like, I don't want to. I'm not saying your power system has to stay that level, but it's just odd. It just makes the progression feel kind of fake. Like, it's not really like someone earned it. It's just like, well, yeah, you're strong as fuck, so you have to have these factors already. Like, I'm not thinking about, how did you get there and what was your journey? Like, that's what used to be like when you see it's the Heart Pirates. It's like, okay, it tells me something. Like, what is your captain? He's a doctor. Okay. Exactly. Y'all are some of the nicer people on the sea too. Like, it's like, I see how all of this matters, and it's telling me a story. And you're strong with that, so I know. What could that mean? It's not just like, this dude is just strong at every factor. It's like, okay, effective. Maybe somebody got to have conquerors over there if they're like this friendly group of people. Like that'll just and they're strong as fuck. Like that makes sense. It's like somebody is doing some of that lead work, but it's also like maybe they have some other advantage like that we don't know. That's and then we walk
like
into
a submarine, for example. Like
exactly, why they're in a submarine, and then the submarine stacks. Oh, why is there a polar bear? Oh, they're from a cold area where they were in the fucking water. So it's penguins and polar bears. We cold motherfuckers who like being underwater. It's like this is kind of interesting, and you were thinking that would follow you up through the power system, right? Like so it's like not just. Okay, it's like I want to think about Big Mom as a more, so she's connecting all these people. That's why she's a soul and and she's using these advantages and and all this shit. But it's like it's really just like she just has conquers hockey and she has everything at once and you can't fuck with her. And that is what makes the rest of her kit works. Like that's how everything kind of became like, which is I guess is since Whitebeard, because Whitebeard was the last real one because he was the last real like he was like bro I'm Whitebeard. RIP my go. That's my. I still think that's my go. I think that's my. The story just did not like. We lost too many real ones in Marineford. Let me just say, like we lost too many pillars, bro. That's why he had to buff Marco, bro.
Yeah, exactly. No, we'll do an RIP video. For sure,
right. But I just wanted to say because he's probably like the last person who was like purely. I guess maybe Blackbeard's picking up that build, but it's like purely devil fruit, like. Not saying he didn't have the rest of the shit. I'm just saying, but like when you when you look at Whitebeard, you were scared because of his devil fruit. Like you were like,
cause a tsunami.
Exactly. He's just literally watching him grab reality and break it. Like you're not really caring that he also could maybe see the future or have armament hockey on the big ass staff. Like you just like, I'm gonna die. I need to call my wife like right now. Like if I could, like I would. So. It's just weird to like now we go into this place where we're not sure if we're gonna see much of that. Like I guess maybe we see it with the which I'm hoping we see it with the Emu clan, like Emu's allies, like because even now, like the what is his name, the Thorn guy, Summers and and the other guy, they have very interesting devil fruits, and they rely primarily on their devil fruit being interesting. So I'm like, I don't want to just completely scratch it out, but it's like it kind of loses its oomph when how do you beat these guys? Oh, you have conquerors hockey. You got what I'm saying? You got to have conquerors hockey to beat them. So it's like it's back to the guy with all the points and everything is the person that's gonna win again. Like it's like you get a little taste of like, oh, this is cool, but it's like ultimately they're weak. Like they're cool, but they're still ultimately weak in the grand scheme because the strongest people are all just maxing out every stat in hockey.
Literally. So let's keep going. That's a good. I mean, because power scaling has always been a conversation in the community. So I
more so brought that up because literally. Like the conversation with Sanji, like that, like what I mean.
Oh no, we about to. That's all I'm about to say. We about to get to it because I'm scrolling through. Hey guys, we always just kind of scroll through the chapter, looking at things that we might have missed. We got our notes here, but I'm like, again, trying to go in somewhat of a chronological order after they somewhat break the ice, or the ice starts melting. Luffy.
Well, it looks like because like the hammer hit it now.
That's actually a good question. We can pause there for a moment because I definitely see Loki hit it, right? His back hits it, and then
and then if you
slides down a cliff, I guess the hammer. Oh, maybe you're right.
Yeah, the hammer hits
the drawing. It flips off of and then that's what starts to melt it. Or
I guess because the hammer is what cold frozen in the first place. So.
So which is ironically timing, which that gives me a whole theory on the whole Gunko is going to be a straw hat, but we'll make a video on that. But let's kind of jump to the cooler parts of this chapter. So what are your initial thoughts on the Zorro versus Sanji? You know how I feel about it, and I'll tell the audience. But how are you feeling about that potential fight that may never happen?
The Summers. I mean,
is this not?
I think this panel. Like you should pull that panel up. Like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Like first of all, I'm glad we're back. I'll say this: I'm glad we're back to human scale. Right? Humans fighting
for sure.
Oda knows how to draw humans fighting. I don't know if Oda knows how to draw giants fighting humans. or any combination of it with a giant. But
Yeah.
the Zorro, like this is just peak Zorro. He didn't get lost, or maybe he got lost and he found, he got lost and he was at the right spot. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
And it's like, this is the person in this Rayleigh rematch, right?
Yeah.
That was where my head went immediately. Because, I've been team, why are we showing this flashback? I've been looking for reasons to show this flashback. I'm like, Oda loves doing parallel flashback to real time. So I'll just, naturally Rayleigh Shaki to me is obviously like a Zorro Robin thing. But I don't think he would, even if Zorro Robin, I like that. I don't think that's canon. That's a ship. Like, that's what I'm saying. But I don't think that's really canon. I'm not fighting for it to be canon, but what I am saying, even if it was, I don't think they would have a scene like that. Like, if only two people that would have a scene like that to me is Luffy and Nami. Like, so I think if anything to be paralleled, it would be paralleled for that. Or or if Boa got kidnapped or something, she kind of fills a similar role. But
I'm not gonna lie though, that parallel, I didn't think about that Rayleigh comparison. I think that though you are right, and you're like how you assess that, but I'm like, man, that would have been cool though. Like that would have been cool. Like again, but then it's like you almost have to kind of go back and rewrite the story and maybe have Rayleigh train Zorro.
Well, exactly. That's why I don't. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're walking into the things that's why I'm like. When I looked at this flashback, right? When I saw not the flashback, but when it's like Zorro versus Summers and it's doing the close up on their faces, I immediately was like, oh, this is literally Rayleigh rematch. Like he's like looking. Summers is looking. He knows this is fucking Rayleigh. Like, you know what I'm saying? No matter what he says, like he's having old man war flashbacks to when he was a youngin. And he could fight with these type of folks. But I'm like, he's looking at this dude and he knows this is a Rayleigh. Like he knows they're from the same element, right? So it immediately feels like that rematch. But then I was like, wait, but Rayleigh didn't train Zorro. I forgot this is Oda. And I was like, even though this is still a parallel because he's still the dark king of the team, like he's still the number two fight. Like he's used to fighting number twos. That's what I get from Summers. It's like they send him. The reason he can do all these types of like testy, emotional, like give you a chance type situations because he's the nigga they call to beat number twos. Like, so this dude is strong. Like, and I also think back to the I feel like Emu has had the exact same families around them for this entire time. Like, not necessarily the same people, but like the Figureland, the Sommers, like your whatever we just got with Monmare or Monamare or whatever, Shuri is. But I'm like, these are names, clans. I think these are some of the founding father families, like that have been around them forever. So I'll even go as far to say that Sommers has been that. Like they're a house of extremely strong individuals who's been doing these types of missions. So it just like it's a very cool setup, and I'm like, but I just can't ignore. This is not a good matchup for Summers, though. This is a horrible matchup for Summers.
Yeah,
this is not a matchup for Summers. That's why he starts off saying we got buffed. Like, because Zorro could have killed Summers from the jump. Like, that's why he's like, you have no idea how top of game I'm at, right? Because he has the Omen buff on him. So we already know this is a bad matchup because he even has acknowledged, nah, you maybe would have won if I wasn't buffed. But it's like, and Zorro has been killing giants this art. Like, Zorro is doing ridiculous. Zorro is doing ridiculous. Form, Zorro is literally peak form, fighting somebody. Not only for a cause he can kill for, that everyone is like, please kill people. He's fighting a dude he knows he has to kill. Like, there is no chopping his arms off and then leaving him there even. Like, you have to put these people in the dirt, like, or they're going to combine again. So this is literally the strongest Zorro we possibly ever can get without a do-rag on. And he's in, sorry, and then I'm going to let you go. Put your hand down. And he's in direct competition with Sanji right now.
Stop. All right, stop. Because I got this bursting bubbles of
right.
Now I was like, because you lead me right. I'm telling you, do a channel with a brother or a sister that you love and know you very well, because it will make the content roll itself. Because right where I stopped you was my gut telling me you about to talk about Sanji, and I want to stop right there for a second because the thing that kills me the most is this shit. This is now potentially Jinbei 2.0. Oh, my ask why? Because he'll be dead. Again, you just kind of said it, so I don't make you say it again. But I that part made me cringe a little bit because I know Zorro in terms of how he's been written throughout the story, this One Piece story. He about that action. He ain't bullshit.
Yeah.
But Sanji killing him, like when the first time y'all could have killed him, y'all just tied him up, even though his head was detached.
But I mean,
that's how I'm like, are we really gonna kill the Holy Knights?
Well, I mean, but this is not he'll be dead like he's killing him. This is that. This is saying I think I hate how much their little gay little romance makes so much sense in the lore, but I'm just like this is the boyfriend telling him you need to get Conqueror's Haki. Like that's what this is. That's what this is saying. This is not saying, oh, I think he's gonna be grimy motherfucker. This is him telling him you need to get Conqueror's Haki. Like I know you can get it. You need to get Conqueror's Haki because we know that they just learned the only way they can kill them is with Conqueror's Haki. So it's like it's not. That's what I feel like is more, and that's why it walks us into that in the next part. But I also we should do the Sanji because there's one glaring.
Go ahead.
In all of this, like okay, he pulls up and we see we see the infamous flashback, right? First of all, like this is also showing like kind of the crux of my problem with Sanji right now because look at this, like look at this speed blitz. This dude not only identifies where this guy is,
man,
teleports to. He literally has instant transmission. Like when did he get instant transmission? He literally puts his hand to his forehead and he's ting. I know exactly where you're at, and I can teleport to you, and I'm doing one of the strongest attacks on the fucking planet. So it literally the dude's like, yo, what the fuck? And this is a mythical zone, by the way. I know we give him like he's not like we say the perfect build, like durable, strong, like he's that too. Like he's a mythical zone. Like he should be on paper tougher than Sommers. Like so it's like it's and he's in hybrid form right now as well. Like he's not like you know what I'm saying.
That's what I meant to ask you something real quick before you continue about hybrid form. Am I tripping, or I want to believe hybrid form is actually the most complete form, right?
Okay, well, it's not the most complete, but it's the best.
So it is the best. Okay, because you had mentioned, and I'm sorry, my brain ADHD, but I was like, you brought up somebody not going in hybrid form, and I wanted to talk about
Loki
that up again because I was like,
you're
Loki.
right. I forgot.
And that's all I was like, you're right. Why is he not? In which again, I get it. He's been tied up. Maybe he hasn't been able to practice the power. Blah blah blah. We can maybe go over that again another day. But I want to bring that up again because I'm like, you're right. Killingham or whatever his name is, Quillingham. He's been in hybrid form pretty consistently throughout his appearance and
we've seen him kind of I guess he's been only hybrid. I'm about to say maybe
no, he was in the dragon form.
But then I thought about the dragon form. The dragon form he was bipedal though in clothes. Like I would think if we probably see that form, it's probably like an actual like dragon. Like you know what I mean? Like it probably has a more animalistic form. I'm not saying he looks like Kaido. I think it's gonna be a joke. Like he's probably gonna be like
like some small,
something cheeky and small and cute.
Something human size.
But he's gonna be. I think he still has room to show a more animalistic version that he has not shown yet. Is what I'm saying.
That's a very interesting.
But you still bring up a good point. It's him being in hybrid. He's been in different forms of hybrid this entire time. He's been head blows, but he's been going through and out hybrid. Absolutely. This is a very proficient user of their fruit, like even down to like he's awakened right now too. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he has the Black Reef, and that's different than what Sommers has. Like Sommers has a black halo. Like Sommers has like a different buff. Like he has like they both got Omen, but like Sommers is giving him a raw buff, and for this guy, I can't think of his name right now, but Killingham is integrated with his ability to use his fruit. Like you know what I'm saying? It's turned into this reef. Like because that's how he was because that's how it looks. Exactly. Right? Yeah. That's how it looks when I guess we've seen only zones do it, but when they activate
maybe I'm sorry not to cut you off.
I'm just reiterating what I'm saying. Like it's like it's working through his power seemingly versus Sommers is increasing his power more in like as his own entity. It's how I would observe this. Like,
so it seems like, and again, maybe you're saying the same thing, but it's like it feels like Summers, even in this attack with Zorro, like I wonder is so you got maxed out. I'm just gonna say maxed out, whatever that means, but you got armament,
Yeah,
it's extended. I feel like his
he's
quote
ornament.
unquote almond buff. Yeah, he's like he buffed it to his weapon. If that almost, you know what I'm saying? Like whereas Killingham buffed it in his ability and to use his devil fruit and like you know what I'm saying?
I feel like I feel more
like maybe
so
they get
his
to
buff is
choose.
more to his body as a person. Like like the
Who,
classic Summers. Yeah. I'm saying I think his is more like the classic what we know you like when you get the covenant, you get stronger physical attributes. That's what I think it's getting.
Right.
And then he's just using those like enhanced attributes to fight, is what I observe this as. Versus Killingham has integrated it with his skill to use his fruit, like currently.
Yeah, agree.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's going to lean more into probably some of the dream forms he has, because he's still like as a person, like dream. I haven't really brought this up, but I'm like nightmare dream powers is like one of my bag powers, like my top 3 powers. Like, so I'm like, he still hasn't done the infamous dream nightmare power where you turn into the nightmares yourself. So and going scroll down, keep scrolling, because that's where I wanted to kind of specifically go down to like the last part where he's like screaming. Yeah, stop right here. So everyone can remember this. Killingham walks around with a fucking mask with a fucking glass dome over his head. All right.
Yeah. Flip this.
This implies that he cannot, and again, we know he's Celestial Dragon, man. They do that all the time. I'm like, okay, but none of the other fucking knights are doing this. So it's like, and we know he has this kind of gassy power, and we know he pulls a lot from sleeping, and like there's a chance he doesn't really live very close into reality, or he has to do something weird to make sure that he can maintain this form. All I want to say is that to me, this is like especially because Oda made sure to really give us this panel of showing you again that this is not only a glass dome, there's a breathing filter apparatus at the end of it as well. So, and we've seen him use this in hybrid form, and like, you know, his dragon head hybrid form, and now his human head hybrid form.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about that. You're right.
And all I want to that's the only reason I want to bring that up, because I wanted to say,
his head been off? Was it off with the helmet?
But he was fucked up. I don't know. I don't remember. But I don't remember. I think it was off. I think if you ask me, I think it was off. But like, he also was dying. So like, I don't know if that might apply. And I think, okay, if he had it when it was off, like when he was chopped up, why is it back now? Like if he didn't need it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is he choosing to bring it back now? So anyway, I said all that to say that Sanji, all he has to do is break this glass to win this fight. To me, he actually doesn't have to learn Conqueror's Haki right now if he doesn't have to cop out. And that's all I just wanted to say. Because I think a lot of, like, to me, that's too much of a glaring weakness, especially after, again, because we didn't go through this because none of us really cared. But when he was like, oh, I can't hit the fucking dream woman. Like, this thing is not even literally, and I'm just like, okay, so he's literally gonna, we still riding this dumbass, whatever. Okay, cool.
Yeah. But that's what I said too.
But that's like a glaring weakness. And what do we usually do? Give Sanji somebody? People with glaring weaknesses. So it's like, because he has a glaring weakness. So it's like he has put his weakness out in front of you. And then now I'm like, he's showing me this glass mask. I'm like, this is like a, not to say that I don't think he's gonna get Conqueror's Haki. Like, he still might get it, but I'm just like, there is a free cop out here for him to not get it. Like, and then he just still saves everybody because he's smart. And he was like, wait, why is this nigga wearing a mask? Like, and he just no, and then he free, you know, and then they do whatever they need to do. So
see, I get that, and I like, see, to me, I would like that. Obviously, that's, you know, every time we put a little spin on what we know is going to happen versus, you know, what we hope, it always feels better. But yeah, I'll admit that, because my thing is that, you know, Gabon telling you this, hey, you need to believe, basically, you need to have self-confidence. Really, you know, you've made it all, you need to become.
Well, no, you need to have an obsession. You need to look at reality like it's your. That's what a king is. That's what I'm saying. That's what a king is. A king is not somebody who just just does something in passing. Like, a king is someone who literally views their reality as the only reality that can be on the face of the planet. And like, you reinforce that idea through different things. So like, Zorro is reinforcing that through his sword play, right?
Of course,
but Luffy is reinforcing that through just existing. He walks where he walks. He does what he wants to do. It's not, you know, same with a Blackbeard who whose dreams don't make sense even in the reality that we have. He wants, I want to be king of the world. What is a king of the world? That doesn't even exist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like these are the Big Mom. I'm gonna fuck everybody on the planet and create a fucking army that nobody gets. These are not things normal people will consider. That's the crux of, to me, why I liked that Shanks didn't want to be Roger, because Shanks wasn't Roger. Like when we started, like when that's why it's a very long flashback, but back to when Brook was like Buggy was like, all right, come on, so we gonna team up, right? And he's like, we can team up, but I'm like, I'm not trying to. He's like, bro, you the chosen one. He's like, bro, he didn't grow up. Like it's kind of like that's the classic. Like, you know, your son, I'm the best NBA player, right? I'm the best basketball player. Of course, my son is gonna be the best basketball player. But you're the things that made you want to be the best basketball player
are not the same.
Once you've obtained that, or not the material conditions that are going to train someone to think like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm like? You're gonna have to. Because now you were thinking that because you needed to get your parents out of the situation. You didn't have any options. You didn't like, these are the reasons people usually start having distorted views on reality. It's like when their reality is not meshing with them. And that's not something you can just. That's why I liked when Sanji wasn't. I was like, oh, because again, like I'm not the biggest Sanji guy, but I'm like, I'm not against him having Conqueror's Haki. My argument would always be, he should have already had it. Like, he's been proficient in each region. He's been proficient in both. Like, if he was going to be the guide, especially because every time somebody has a Conqueror's Haki, we get a flashback of them doing it as a baby. It's not like it's something you have to, like, oh, once you check all the boxes, you do it. Like, it's like you usually, if you have the properties for it, you are born with the properties for it 9 times out of 10. It's not like, you just wake up and then your girlfriend leaves you and you're like, no, now I'm a conqueror.
You're not
like, you know
Uchiha,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you literally usually have had, you felt like that as your child, and you're maintaining it through your life, not something like it awakened in you. So it's, if he was going to have it, he should already fucking have it. And I would argue he had it because he was the person who, through love, almost was the conqueror, right? Like what they're gonna wind up doing anyway. Like, there's just in this roundabout way. But I'm like, he was a person who felt emboldened to stand up to whatever situation. He was the nigga that was literally in him not fighting women. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these aren't logical standpoints. These are how his view on reality echoing through his body. Like, he's the guy that almost died because he got fucking nosebleeds because he was on an island full of, you know what I mean? Like, this is someone who has always been dictated by their own reality and has never wavered for anyone else's interpretation of reality. So I don't understand why he wouldn't, outside of us just saying, well, it wasn't battle related, that like there's no reason that he shouldn't already be exhibiting, having these traits. Like he's had the traits. We've seen him do shit he's not supposed to do all the time. He's from a noble line. He's a fucking robot. You know what I'm saying? He literally has every reason to have Conqueror's Haki in the world, but Oda went like out of his way to kind of be like, nah, he doesn't need it. So now we're coming back to we need to make this Wings of the Pirate King bullshit make sense.
Bullshit, yeah.
So now the one example that we have of the Wings of the Pirate bullshit, because no one else uses this. They all use, I'm the GOAT, and then I have a number 2 who's the GOAT, and then I have a number 3 who's like, damn, that nigga nice. Like, we've had this same system forever. And now all of a sudden, because Roger, and even Roger was like that for a long time. We knew there was a Gabon, but we never had any. The streets weren't talking about Gabon. Like, he lined up in the same ideology, like as a damn, that nigga nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, damn, they got that nigga too. Like, fuck.
Because even just like the intro to like Rayleigh's like when he pulled up on Blackbeard and he just started releasing Conquerors. I'm like, nigga, he didn't even release Conquerors on Kizaru. Yeah, like he was kind of talking like, yeah, man, I'm getting old if I got to deal with you like this. And I'm like, nigga, how crazy was Rayleigh? So you're right, like that lore for.
And I'm like, even in the it was Gold D Roger in silver like Rayleigh, like that's what I'm saying. Even down to the color, like, bro, how do we think culturally of that? That's the next would be what bronze, whatever the hell. I forgot what Gabon is. He's bronze or something. I don't remember specifically, but I'm like, even in that lineup, it lines up with the old ideology. It's one GOAT, the second dude who's the greatest, and then it's like a third. Like, damn, this nigga nice. Yeah. It's lines. They were the big 3. They had a big 3 formula. Like,
But I was gonna say, sorry, this is a side note, but I'm like, what? When Rayleigh fought Zorro, that he was flying? Like I was like, Rayleigh, I was like, wasn't Rayleigh like flying?
I don't remember. Because
like,
you probably talking about the anime too, because I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember.
I was like,
the anime too much.
Yeah, but sorry, I just thought of like Shanks flying. Anyway, but no, going back on but gone. But and don't get me wrong, because I know you want to talk about the swing stuff, and I kind of baited you into that. So I was just, but my thing is, I'm like, you're right. I love how you broke down in the ways in which he could have conquered Saki. Yeah. I guess I'll take it more face value at what Gabon said, right? And I'm reading this. It says, you seem to be burdened with unpainful uncertainty. You must be a king yourself if you truly wish. And so I'm like, what uncertainty? We've already did that arc. So but I haven't time to think about it, but I'm like, we did that arc.
But so we didn't. Like, we didn't. That's what I didn't like about it when he did it. Because I know you're referring to the Wano. Then when he's, do I gotta be a monster?
No, I'm going back to when they was when they put him on Big Bomb. Like, and Luffy fought the world to bring him back. Like, I'm like,
oh, you mean like that type of uncertainty? Like yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's pointing to his uncertainty. He has multiple times where he's uncertain.
I'm like, but exactly. And I'm just like, okay, so like uncertain about what? Because at the end of the day, we talk about, making Luffy a king, we talk about dreams. At least that's where my brain goes. We talk about the crew sitting in the middle on some Saki type shit and saying, hey, these are our dreams. We're going to accomplish our dreams, yada, yada, yada. That's why we are banding together. Where are you wavering? What is it? And that's what at least I forget it for all the other bullcrap. I'm actually intrigued on like, how are you going to write this issue with Sanji? Because it's like, you're giving us the weirdest, like you're giving us this character development. You're giving us this, training arc, you're giving us this like explosion of the mind with this crew, but I'm just like, where okay, you did Brook, and then you left us hanging with Brook. We ain't see Brook do nothing. Like, okay, so maybe Brook gets his little moment. We still kind of go in the show about Usopp. Oh Zorro, yeah, the king of the slice and freeze. Whatever. So anyway, but I just but want to know what is he uncertain about, and I don't.
I thought you were saying, like, yeah. I thought you were saying that we saw this before because you were talking about the Wano when he's fighting King.
Even
and he's like, when he's like, how's like, do I need to become a monster? Like, how far do I have to go? Like, and I'm like, that's where I was like, yes, we saw this before, but what was his answer? Like, if I'm being honest, like, I don't, because he said, he was like, what do I have to become a monster? And then he one-shot the guy. So I'm like, but then he's also was like, going to Zorro, like, hey, I'm good. Like, you don't have to do this. I'm good. I figured it out. So it was like, okay, so did he not become a monster, or did he become a monster? Because I was like, or did he? That's a good. Like, that's a very. Did he realize he didn't? He was already strong enough, or was him kicking the dude, one shotting him, and then going saving the mouse? Was that supposed to be like, I'm both at the same time? I'm like, either way, I don't think he had got an answer, but we didn't get an answer. I feel like as an audience members. So it's like, I feel like he's just running that same shit back. Like,
and that's what I was getting to. And I'm glad you brought up that specific thing, because I was getting back to more of like just the uncertain. I was even going to go slightly deeper, which I know I won't go this way, but I was just like, shit, is he uncertain that Luffy can actually do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't even be mad at that kind of realization, like that kind of questioning of like, man, we've been put, like, he's been quietly sitting back, because again, he's always been the assessor. So it's like, I would like a storyline of him going like, man, we in fucking Elbaf, like, this shit's crazy, these giants, now we got this shit pulled up, and like, just this whole time, maybe it's been off screen, but maybe he's been questioning like, man, we getting into some real shit, and like, this is really like putting me in a bind of like myself. Like you said, I'm having to fight women now. Like, I just wish there would have been like a moment, even if it was a side eye or something. Look, I'm just like, I wish there'd been more context there, because I feel like now you about to dump this you're gonna dump this on us really quickly, and then get to the one shot Killingham. They wrap up their fights. Now we get the final little version of whatever this little Luffy versus Emu fight going to be. So
that's why I really like,
instead of it could have been built out through all.
That's why I'm saying I really, and my bad, but I'm like, that's why I really was harping on the. You can just break this guy's glass mask now, and then he just loses. Because I'm like, then
he's gonna keep towing that line.
He's not even towing the line. He makes a decision. He's like, no, I can win in my own way. I can win because I am the guy who sees the things that they don't see. They have to rely on this, overpowered, blah blah blah. Because literally, why the fuck was Zorro fighting Alabaster for fucking 3 years? Because he couldn't figure out how his fucking power worked. Like, it took him too long. He's not very observed of you know. I can't think of the word, but he's not observant. Like, you know what I'm saying? We know that. He gets lost. He gets very deep in the shit he's doing. So it's like, I could easily see him, Zorro, being like I just said, even though he's saying, yo, you gotta kill him, because he's like, I got Conqueror's Haki, you obviously get Conqueror's Haki. But then he comes back to him, he's like, oh, so you got it, right? And he's like, no, I didn't need it. Like, you know, I was like I do things my own way. Like, and that winds up being the wedge that they keep fighting over. Is like to me, that I was like, I don't think that's something that could be maintained probably with Oda, but like I do think that is an answer that you could leave it at, and then we don't have to talk about this anymore. Like,
exactly, and I completely
because I don't think the Conquerors, we are going to talk about that shit until the fucking story is over. Because like now we're talking about, not only does Luffy have Conqueror's Haki, Zorro has Conqueror's Haki, and now Sanji has Conqueror's Haki. It's just not just going to be. You know what I'm saying? So is Yamamoto joining the crew? They got Conqueror's Haki. Does somebody else? Does that mean no one else can get Conqueror's Haki? Does that mean everyone has to have Conqueror's Haki? Now it's just like
what the fuck is
and like I already said
a
while ago. I don't think I never said it on when we were recording or anything, but I already, my final views of this is like, bro, Oda is so biting Kishimoto swag. Like, Luffy just turned into Naruto, and like, what is the main thing Naruto did?
That's so funny
to win the last war. He shared his power. Like, he did something that no one else would ever fucking do in the fucking story. If they had all that power, they would just internalize it. Like, it's like you would be Sasuke. You would internalize it and use it to mold the world in front of you, instead of being like, you know what? Really, everybody act like this because power is so consolidated. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna die to an Uchiha because it's like they have all the power. You know, you have all the power. I have to rely on these systems because the world isn't fair. So you know what? Actually, you know what? I'll make 1 billion clones and just give y'all all the same amount of chakra. And then what did they do? They all started maxing out. So I'm like, obviously, with the way Luffy's power, his voice of all things, he was underwater talking to people over long distances. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's doing shit he's not anyone's supposed to be able to do. And he has the imagination power built on top of that. Like, so he has innate like telepathy, essentially. And then a power that works on imagination and freedom. So I'm like, is he not just like, here you go, everyone is free, and then and everyone gets hit with this white flame, and we all go white flame, and I'm like, so to me, you don't even have to make everybody get Conqueror's Haki, because he could just get. He's literally Ichigo and Naruto. He's just giving people power, like, you know what I'm saying? He's already. So I'm like,
it's funny you say this, because literally when we were talking about this before we started recording, I literally was going to be like, isn't this power scaling just screaming that the final battle was just going to be Jinchuriki's? I was literally going to say that back. So when you said Kishimoto again, I'm like, exactly. I was like, this really is just coming down to all the Jinchurikis of the story. It's like,
already looking like Naruto. Like, because people say it looks like Dragon Ball Z, but I'm like, no, it looks like that middle part of Shippuden, where everybody had their chakra flow energy, and then they was phew. It's just like, wait, what happened to all the ninja shit? Like, it's like exactly. Now everybody just is like a specialized Dragon Ball Z character. Like, it feels like it is like that's what I feel like. It's not even he's copying the original. He's like, oh no, that was sick, and then. And like kind of back to like, that's why, again, like you were saying, you don't think he draws the fights because he wants to leave it to the anime. And then that's why the animes look like that, because
exactly. And the animes look so confusing, and everybody's got conquerors. Yeah, no, it's complete. No, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm like, I
literally heard from animated or illustrators, or I'm sorry, animators, where they're like, well, the coloring doesn't mean anything in One Piece, and I'm like, nigga, what? Yes, the dialogue says it does. And now
exactly. It's literally dialogue, not even the pictures, the dialogue, the color of the Supreme King, the dialogue says the colors matter.
And here's another thing too. So we talked about this because now we know Kid, assuming still alive, Kid has conquerors. You telling me Law doesn't? You telling me Law? So that's another thing.
No, Law has. We know Law has. Wait, don't we know Law?
No, Law is not confirmed conquerors. Kid is. He confirmed Kid has conquerors, but I don't think.
I thought Law was conquerors. Yeah, I thought
you could confirm. But
no, I don't. I think actually I remember using that against Law fans. So I'm like, it sounds right, but to me, it just doesn't. Like, I can see that making sense, but again, this all makes sense with, because again, I always kind of put Sanji in a similar camp as Law, though. Like, so like, like people who are obviously live by their own reality, but they're not necessarily willing to. I don't know, like, because I think Sanji will direct you to his reality. Like, he literally doesn't let you do certain shit around him. So it's not like, I feel like he's always had the indicators for a king. He just doesn't like fighting people. Like that's really that's what it's really not that complicated to me. It's just Sanji has never liked fighting people. He fights people, but like especially when you go through his flashback and his history, he's a lover, bro. Like he has never been a fighter.
Yeah.
He's just in this world you have to fight to protect people you love. So it's like, but I'm like he's never liked fighting people. Like so,
I think it's gonna have something to do. Anyway, I could theorize. I have like 100 different theories of like what's about to happen in this next one. I ain't gonna lie. I think I wouldn't even be surprised if there's like some like type of Robin / Sanji team up again. This time they both fight, just so there can be some symmetry there in terms of like arc to arc connection. But anyway, no, I think that's relatively a good stopping point. I mean, I guess to end the chapter was it was preparing for the monkey versus emu, and I'm
monkey god Luffy versus the Saint Nerona.
I have a couple theories on that, but we've already went long, so I think we'll try to get a video out for you guys next week. If you guys have any suggestions on what you like, if you're still here at the end of this recording, but definitely let us know if you have some videos you'd like for us to deep dive in and get into. But I think we're gonna kind of go into a little bit of just emu. I have some theories on emu and Big Mom having a connection, so I'd like to see what that looks like. But anyway, guys, thanks for checking out the channel. You guys are the best. We appreciate you. Like, subscribe, do all the things. You have a good one. Peace.